Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Functional Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, live better. I'm your host, Chris Border, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. And let me first thank you for taking time from your busy day to listen to what I have to say. Before we get started, let me also thank our sponsor, Y.E.S Fitness. Most people lose the ability to enjoy life as they age. At Y.E.S Fitness, we help people age 40 plus get fit so they can live longer and enjoy those extra years doing the things they love to do. Some quick housekeeping. If you'd like to get a timestamp or a transcript of today's broadcast, head on over to yesfitnessct.com. Across the top, you see a button for podcasts. Click on that, and it will give you access to any of our 335 episodes. And you can also get this broadcast wherever podcasts can be found. Muscle power. Your secret to fat loss, strength, and vitality. Today, we're talking about something that's absolutely critical for everyone who wants to lose fat, keep it off, stay strong, and live a long, independent life. That would be muscle. Most people focus on losing weight, but weight loss isn't the goal. Fat loss while maintaining muscle is what truly matters. Why? Because muscle is the ultimate driver of metabolism, strength, mobility, and longevity. So by the end of this episode, you're going to have a good understanding as to why muscle is essential for fat loss, why or how muscle helps keep the weight off for good, the crucial role of protein, calorie balance, and recovery, why muscle is the key to functional movement and independence, how strength training impacts longevity and quality of life, and finally, how our Drop 2 Sizes program, which kicks off Thursday night, this Thursday the 27th at 7 p.m., will help you lose fat while maintaining or even gaining muscle. So let's get started. Why muscle? Why is muscle your body's fat-burning machine? People think fat loss is all about eating less and doing more cardio. But that's only part of the equation. The real key to sustained fat loss is muscle. Muscle is metabolically active, meaning it burns calories even when you're at rest. Research shows that a pound of muscle burns between 6 to 10 calories per day, while fat burns only 2 calories per day. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but when you start adding up 5, 10 pounds of muscle, your metabolism increases significantly. Plus, you're going to burn more calories when you're exercising because you have more muscle. And a study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that strength training increased resting metabolism rate by 5 to 9% in older adults. That means the more muscle you have, the easier fat loss becomes without starving yourself. Starving yourself is not fun, and it's inefficient. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn around the clock, making fat loss easier and more sustainable. Muscle also helps prevent the weight regain or that yo-yo effect. So if you've lost weight, have you lost weight, only to have it come all back? You're not alone. One of the biggest reasons this happens is muscle loss. When you lose weight without strength training, you're not just losing fat, but you're also losing muscle. And because muscle keeps your metabolism running and running high, losing it slows down your calorie burn. So back in 2020, a study in obesity reviews found that people who lost weight without strength training had a significant drop in their resting metabolism. Their metabolic rate dropped, making them much more likely to regain the weight. The solution to this? Strength training while losing weight. This helps you preserve muscle mass, keeping your metabolism high and making fat loss sustainable. Losing fat while keeping muscle is difficult, but it comes down to three key factors. Here's the key factors, okay? Number one, caloric intake. You need a moderate calorie deficit, not starvation. Number two, protein consumption. The number one factor for maintaining muscle during fat loss. Got to eat enough protein. And number three, strength training and recovery. Training signals the body to keep muscle, while rest helps it rebuild. So let's break down each one of these things for you. Caloric intake, the right deficit for calories. How much should it be? Well, the key to sustainable fat loss is not extreme dieting. If you cut too many calories, your body burns muscle for energy, which we want to avoid. We just discussed that. So how big should the calorie deficit be? A moderate deficit. We're looking at 300 to 500 calorie deficit per day is ideal for losing fat while keeping muscle. Larger deficits, over 700 calories a day, increase the risk of muscle loss, which results in metabolic slowdown and a rebound in that weight gain. You're going to gain that muscle back. You're going to gain that fat back if you lose your muscle. So here's your first pro tip. If you're feeling weak, sluggish, or losing strength, you're likely cutting too many calories. So let's take a look at protein. It is the muscle-preserving macronutrient. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body needs extra protein to preserve muscle. If you don't eat enough, your body will break down muscle for energy, slowing fat loss. So how much protein should you eat? You should eat 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. It's ideal. So let's say, for example, you weigh 150 pounds. You'd want to aim for 105 to 150 grams of protein per day. This is of your ideal body weight, not the body weight you're at now, but of your ideal body weight. Best protein sources are, a lot of people don't know what protein is. Best protein sources for fat loss and muscle maintenance are lean meats like chicken and turkey, lean beef, fish like salmon and tuna, eggs and dairy like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. Or there are some plant-based options of tofu and legumes. So here's a pro tip for you. Number two, spreading your protein across 3 to 5 meals a day helps maximize muscle retention. So make sure you have protein every time you sit down to eat, even when you have a snack. So number three, strength training and recovery helps keep what you build. This is why strength training is non-negotiable. If you're dieting without resistance training, up to 20%, 25% of the muscle loss can come from muscle. Pardon me. Up to 25% of your weight loss will come from muscle. Your body likes to utilize the muscle before it utilizes the fat. What that means is you lose muscle and burn fewer calories, making it easier to regain the weight. You don't want to regain this after you've lost it. What should we do? You want to be strength training 2 to 5 days a week, depending on your age and your level of fitness. This is optimal for fat loss and muscle preservation. And when we're doing our strength training, we want to focus on some compound movements like squats, deadlifts, lunges, presses, rows. These work big muscle groups to burn more fat and build strength. And let's just talk about the role of recovery. So muscle grows during recovery, not during training. You get in shape when you're not working out. If you're constantly overtraining or sleeping poorly, your body will break down muscle instead of building it. So let's sleep at least 7 to 9 hours per night. Take some rest days. Recovery is just as important as training. It's okay to take a day off. Just make sure you're getting some movement in. Manage stress. High cortisol levels increases fat storage and breaks down muscle. So muscle is a key to strength, mobility, and independence. So fat loss isn't the only reason why muscle is important, and we want to talk about longevity. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a process called sarcopenia. We've discussed it many times. Without intervention, meaning lifting weights, doing some kind of resistance training, adults lose 3 to 8% of their muscle mass per decade after 30. This starts way back when we're 30. The loss leads to weakness, loss of balance, and reduced independence. No sense living older if you're not going to be independent. If you want to live longer, keep your muscle. That's why I wrote a book about it, best-selling book about this. A 2019 study in the British Medical Journal found that muscle strength was a stronger predictor of lifespan than body fat percentage. Muscle strength, more important to predict longevity than body fat percentage. Another study showed, this is in The Lancet 2022, that grip strength, a marker for total body strength, was strongly correlated with a lower risk of heart disease, cancer, and early deaths. Heart disease, number one killer. Why is this? Because muscle impacts everything. It impacts your heart health. More muscle equals better circulation and healthier heart. Brain function. Strength training reduces dementia risk. Our bone density. Muscle protects against osteoporosis and fractures. We have another study here in Lancet 2022 found that grip strength, a marker for overall muscles, was more strongly linked to heart disease. I got a study here in 2021. So I'm just going back to this other study for a second. Was strongly linked to a lower risk of heart disease and early death than high blood pressure or cholesterol. In a 2021 study in the Journal of Genetology, found that older adults who did strength training twice a week were 40% less likely to become disabled. What can keeping your muscle mean? It means you can carry groceries without struggling. You can get up and down stairs with ease. Get up and down from the floor or a chair without assistance. Stay active and independent for decades. So I mentioned before that we're running a drop 2 sizes program. Drop 2 gene sizes in just 8 weeks. It helps you lose fat without losing muscle. This is what's important. Losing fat while keeping or even gaining muscle requires the right strategy. And that's exactly what we're doing in our Drop 2 Sizes program. If you want to find out more about that, we have our kickoff workshop this Thursday night, February 27th, 2025. And here's what you're going to get. We're going to give you strength-based workouts based and designed to burn fat without losing muscle. We're going to work on a personalized nutrition guidance so you can lose fat, not strength. Okay? You lose fat, not muscle. We've got coaching and accountability to keep you on track. There's a proven system that helps you drop 2 clothing sizes in just 8 weeks. So if you're tired of crash diets that destroy your metabolism, destroy your muscle mass, make you tired, only to have you gain all that weight back, this is your chance to do it right. So you can head on over to Y.E.S Fitness, CT.com, click on the link. There's a link in the broadcast here, and reserve your spot. It's a free seminar. It talks about the program, and the program's guaranteed. If you don't drop 2 sizes in 8 weeks, I'll give you money back. But find out more Thursday night. Check it out. So until next time, stay strong, stay active, keep lifting those weights so you can keep living your functional life. And I'll see you next Tuesday with more information on how to get fit, feel younger, live better.